this is Sean and we are from Vindulge, and today we are going to cook the perfect steak. We are going to use a reverse sear method to cook our steak today. Now if you think about it, in a restaurant, most restaurants will cook a steak by grilling it hot and fast, and then they will transfer it into an oven at a lower temperature to slowly bring the internal temperature of the meat up to whatever you ask for, whether it was medium rare, medium well, so forth.
Medium well?
It happens.
Okay.
But today, we are going to do the opposite, hence it's called reverse sear. So what we're going to do is we are going to cook it in a smoker at a low temperature and slowly bring it up to about 110. It's not finished at that point. Then we're going to pull the steak, we're going to increase the temperature, we're going to get it nice and hot, and then we're going to finish it with a sear so that it's going to finish and cook to the exact temperature that you want it to be. So, ready to get started?
I am. It's going to taste delicious. So first, let's talk about buying steak. When it comes to buying steak, what's really important for a reverse sear is to make sure that the steak is thick. We're talking 2 inches at least, because if you have a thin steak, what's going to happen is it's going to overcook and it's going to taste like shoe leather. So you want to buy thick steaks. Any butcher is going to cut these up to order. These are ribeye steaks, or they come from the rib roast, and they're prime quality, which means that the marbling inside the steak itself is really going to add a lot of flavor. We love prime. Choice is great too, but you want all that marbling and the thickness to get the most out of the flavor.
So now we're going to season the meat. Now when it comes to beef, especially a good quality steak, since we're starting with really good quality meat, we're going to season it simply. So today we have kosher salt, ground pepper, and granulated garlic in equal parts. And the amount that you're going to use on your steak is going to vary based on how big your steak is and how many you're going to be doing.
We generally plan around 1 tablespoon of dry rub per steak because we like flavor.
Yeah, and this is our SPG rub, so we keep a big jar full of this. So the first thing we're going to do is just coat it just with a little bit of olive oil, just so that the dry rub will adhere to the steak a little bit easier. And then we're just going to coat it. So, all right. So we're going to coat it generously. We're going to get it on all sides, including those sides. So we're going to get it right here.
Yeah, you can't forget those sides. You want to make sure you season the sides as well as the top and the bottom.
All right.
And season liberally, because
Yes.
a lot of that rub is going to cook off as you cook it. And you can do this maybe a couple hours in advance and almost dry brine the steaks. Or you can do it right before. If you're like us and you didn't really think through it, just throw it right on right before you're going to put it on the smoker.
Get the rest of that in there. And then kind of pat that in. All right. Yeah, like Sean said, we can let this sit for a while, but we're just going to go ahead and put that right on the grill.
Let's do it. Now we're going to put these ribeyes on the smoker. We're targeting 250 degrees Fahrenheit as the smoking temperature. Placing them right on the grill. And we're going to let these cook for about 45 minutes. But the most important thing is temperature. So we're going to check the temperature of this after about 30 minutes. When you're smoking for reverse sear, you're focusing on getting it just under, about 10 degrees under your desired finishing temperature. So for us, we like rare, which is about 120 degrees. So we'll actually take these off and get ready to grill them when the internal temperature of the steak is 110 degrees. Now that the steaks have come to the temperature we like, which is about 110 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to take the steaks off the grill and we're going to set the grill up for direct grilling. So that means we're removing the grate and removing the plate. And then we're going to bring the temperature up to about 400 or 450 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere in that range, so we can sear off the steaks. The steaks are almost done. And so really we're just going to give a little bit of that heat for the texture. Now the grill is at 450 degrees. That's the space we like when it comes to grilling. And we're going to put these steaks right on the grill. about 2 to 3 minutes per side. We're just looking to sear them because they've almost been finished in the smoking component. And then we're going to slice them and eat them. Now we've taken these off the grill and we're going to let them rest for about 10 minutes. We're letting them rest for 2 reasons. One, they're going to continue cooking about 5 degrees more. That's called carryover cooking. And second, we want to let the juices kind of settle back into the meat as it starts to cool down slightly. Then we slice and eat. Yes! Okay, now it's been resting for about 10 minutes. We're going to start slicing. So when we cut up a ribeye, or with any steak, you typically cut perpendicular to the grains or against the grains. So for ribeye, I go lengthwise and then I just start slicing right in. Now, ribeye is a fatty cut. That's totally normal, and it gives it its flavor. You can do the same thing with New York strip or really any steak that you enjoy. One steak is probably about 3/4 of a pound, so you could technically portion this out, 1 steak for every 2 people. You know, if you don't want to eat a whole steak yourself.
Let's lay that out and see what it looks like.
All right, now we're gonna highlight this so you can see that we got a nice pink color right now, and that's just going to get even redder as things rest. And it's super tender, so as you're looking at the interior, you can see all the moisture that's still in there. You got that nice color on the outside and then pink in the middle.
Looks perfect.
So I think it's time to snack. What do you think?
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah, wow. Get the salt, right? And
that's fantastic.
Smoke, get the balance of the two, a little char. Oh man, that is good.
Now you get that subtle smoke, beautiful char on the outside. That is a perfect steak. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that's cooked to about 130 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the way we like it, which is the top end of what we would call rare. But cook it to the way you like it. The most important thing is smoke it, get that flavor, and then sear it at the very end. So what do you think? You want to try some wine?
I think it's perfect. Yeah, this cut of meat is just screaming for a nice hearty red wine. And there you have it, the perfect reverse sear ribeye steak. I hope you enjoy. And here at Vindulge, we are all about helping you enjoy great food, great wine, and wonderful backyard experiences with your family and friends. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.